For years, Sanji has been dragged non-stop. Fans roast him, anime studios play up his flaws, and his character gets reduced to cheap gags. But what if the quirks everyone laughs at are actually the heartbreaking expressions of a deeply wounded soul? I'll prove Sanji is the most psychologically complex character in One Piece, and the key to understanding him comes from two powerful schools of motivational psychology. Welcome to One Piece The Resistance. I will explore how unmet needs in childhood shape everything, how characters respond to threats, cope under pressure, interact with social systems, and ultimately, what drives their growth towards self-actualization. If you're new here, check out the linked video where I explain the psychological models I'll be using to analyze the Straw Hat crew. Today, I'll be diving into the needs that were ripped away from Sanji as a child, and by the end of the series, you'll never look at his story the same way. Sanji's childhood in the Germa 66 royal family was defined by abuse and emotional neglect. His brothers were enhanced through genetic engineering to be emotionless soldiers, while Sanji was considered a failure for lacking this advancement. The result was a profound disruption of his need for esteem. He internalized the belief that his worth was tied to his utility and performance, and no matter what he did, he could never measure up to his father's expectations. However, not all was lost for Sanji at the time. He still had his need for love and belonging partially fulfilled through the emotional warmth of his mother, Sora. Sora gave him a space to love and be loved, and through his cooking, Sanji learned to express affection, a gesture his mother cherished and deeply felt. Yet the tragic death of Sora tore away his last meaningful bond, plunging him into loneliness and leaving scars that would shape his hypersensitivity to women and his lifelong idealization of maternal care. With his life under threat from his father, who saw him as a failure to be eliminated, Sanji fled from Germa 66 in search of safety, love, belonging, and esteem. Sanji eventually escaped to a passenger ship, working as a cook's apprentice in hopes of finding safety and stability. However, that pursuit of security collapsed when the ship was attacked by pirates and wrecked, leaving him stranded with Zeph. In trying to protect his safety, Sanji instead lost it completely, and even his most basic physiological needs were pushed to the brink as he endured prolonged starvation. Enduring starvation became one of Sanji's most defining traumas, and it's that very experience that drives him to anchor himself at the Baratie at the beginning of his story. Sanji's early years show a boy losing his deficiency needs one after another, surviving only because of the coping mechanisms he clings to. In the next video, we'll explore these survival strategies, how he used them to temporarily meet his childhood needs, and how letting go of these coping mechanisms hint at the ways Sanji grows later in the story. Until next time, keep sailing the seas of self-discovery, one chapter at a time.